bringing you the exclusives. You're watching Film 24.
It's a matter of time, I suppose.
Watchmen. One of us died tonight. Somebody knows why. Somebody knows.
John thinks that there's going to be nuclear war.
What if that's why someone wants us out of the way, so we can't do anything to stop it?
Fanara's Journal, February 23rd, 2009. Beneath me, the city screams like a place full of morons. Old London town. I heard they were making a film about us, but why? Somebody knows. Down there. Somebody knows. There's no room for costume heroes in this world of consumption, credit crunches, and Strictly Come Dancing. In the days of the Minutemen, what we stood for inspired respect. But all that got washed down the sewer, never to return. Until now. They're hauled up in that swanky hotel talking to press. I shall go to them, push some buttons, see what answers I get.
Watchmen. That's the real joke.
Look, Rorschach and I have made real headway on the gang problem by working together.
We can do so much more. We can save this world. With the right leadership.
And that'd be you, right, Ozzy? I mean, hell, you're the smartest man on the planet.
Doesn't take a genius to see the world has problems.
Yeah, but it takes a room full of morons who think they're small enough for you to handle. You know, mankind's been trying to kill each other off since the beginning of time. Now, we finally have the power to finish the job. Ain't nothing gonna matter once those nukes start flying. We'll all be dust. And Ozymandias here. You're the smartest man on the cinder.
Zach, welcome to Film 24. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Firstly, congratulations on a beautiful looking movie. Can you just give me a brief summary of the story?
The movie takes place in 1985, and when the movie opens, we enter a society where superheroes are commonplace. There's tons of them, and but through an act of Congress, they've all been retired by force from the government. So what happens in the movie is that one of those retired superheroes is murdered, and it sort of brings the other ones out of retirement to find out like who's doing the murdering and are the other ones in danger.
Rorschach thinks someone's hunting the Watchmen, huh?
You think it's possible?
I think statistically, one murder doesn't equal a trend. Rorschach's a sociopath, Dan. I mean, so was the comedian. He was practically a Nazi. You know that better than anyone.
I'm not here because I miss him.
But it's obviously occurred to Rorschach that we're the only ones who know each other's identities.
Actually, the whole world knows yours. That's why I'm warning you first.
Welcome to Film 24. How are you both today?
Very well, thanks very much.
Good, good. Without being too sycophantic, I think we've kind of got the A-listers of the Watchmen here together. Can you tell me just a little bit about your
You're the first to say that, by the way.
Oh, well, you know.
4,000 interviews. Yeah.
Oh, I'll catch up with you guys. I think I left my watch inside.
Hey, let's just wait a second.
I cross the room to the intrinsic field center. I find my watch. When I get to the door, Wally is turning white.
Program's locked in. We can't override the time lock.
John. I'm sorry, John. But I can't.
Hey, don't leave me! Don't leave me!
I feel fear for the last time.
play John Osterman, and he's a physicist who's working in a government facility and gets trapped in a machine and gets annihilated, but somehow his consciousness remains intact, and he pieces the constituent parts of himself back together again, and in the process of doing that becomes a master of manipulating matter, and he begins to understand the world on a quantum scale, and so he can use and manipulate space and time.
Nations around the world still reeling from this morning's announcement, possibly the most significant event in recent history. We repeat, the Superman exists, and he is American.
They call me Dr. Manhattan. They explain the name has been chosen for the ominous associations it will raise in America's enemies. They are shaping me into something gaudy, something lethal.
I play Adrian Veidt, aka Ozymandias, and he is basically the smartest man in the world and is at peak physical condition, so much so that he's been said that he could possibly catch a speeding bullet. And 2 years before the Keene Act came in, which basically disbanded and made it illegal to be a vigilante in this alternate 80s reality that film is about, where Nixon is still president, and you know there's a Cold War still going on. And so what he did 2 years before is come out and start selling dolls and basically build up a huge billion-dollar empire.
Thank you, Dan. But I fear there's something much more real to worry about than Rorschach's mass killer.
If the Russians do launch their nukes, can John really stop them?
Even if John stops 99%, the 1% to get through, he'll still kill every living thing on Earth. Even Dr. Manhattan can't be everywhere at once.
Which looks like he's sold out, but actually he has a super objective to try and save the world and try and supersede both the American and Russian governments and try and avoid the cataclysmic and awful situation of nuclear holocaust.
Just a matter of time, I suppose.
The first half an hour for me was just breathtaking. It's meticulously accurate to the graphic novel, both in terms of the dialogue, but the shot composition as well, and some new elements that you'd worked in. I just absolutely loved it. This must have been a real labour of love for you, firstly. And secondly, how did you decide which elements to kind of minimise?
You know, it's for me, I'm a fan of the graphic novel. I think that's pretty obvious when you see the movie. But I was really just looking for the experience that I had had. You know, I knew that I couldn't have the entire graphic novel in the movie, so I just really, for me, it was like, when I read the graphic novel, what got me, what stood out to me, and that's what I tried to go after as much as I could.
I heard he'd been working for the government. Maybe it was a political killing.
Maybe someone's picking off costumed heroes.